Hello and welcome back to another Flute Tip of the Week. I am back in London. I start teaching at a new school this week and I'm extremely excited. I'm looking forward to getting to know some new students. I always just get way too excited when I get to meet new people, especially if they are younger people who have flute questions. As are quite a few people nowadays, I have been in a rather crafty mood. I'm not talking about scheming, I'm talking about doing coloring books, just started making my first bullet journal, so I figured that this was the best time to bring out this week's flute tip. So, let's get ready to feel crafty, to a degree. Use stamps or stickers directly on your flute to create friction against your skin, as well as to remind you of your hand position. It is very difficult if you are working and living on your own to apply a new hand position without having someone constantly reminding you or being 100% of the time in front of the mirror. It's going to feel very strange at first, and you never know if you're suddenly going to slip back into your old habit unless you have something that can constantly remind you. The best way that I know to prevent this is to use stickers or stamps. Basically what this does is it creates a little bit of friction and a different sensation against your skin so that you're able to have your markers right there and feel where your fingers need to be. You can also use this for the lip plate of your head joint, and this will prevent it from sliding off your face if you are like me and don't have very much traction on your skin. It's really difficult to open plastic bags at the grocery store. I don't say you need to have these stuck to your flute forever. It is easy enough to take them off again and just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol to get rid of the excess glue from the back of the sticker. But it is an excellent way to have a physical reminder that is always there for your new position. And also in the hot summer months if you are having a little too much difficulty keeping that in the right place. So first, you're going to need stickers or stamps. I'm a terrible daughter and I only call my parents. I've never really written to them. So I don't really need these airmail stamps. These shall become my art project. As I said previously, the only thing you need for this tip are some stamps or stickers and a pair of scissors. When you want to put a sticker or stamp right onto your embouchure plate, you want to make sure that it follows the line of the plate so that it doesn't end up hanging off and creating a little bit of a edge and rub against your chin. With these stamps, these are quite narrow, and so that's actually really helpful because it means that you're not going to have to worry about making it even thinner to be able to accommodate the length or width of your embouchure plate. So I'm just going to take my scissors, make ourselves a little crescent, and then just stick it where you're going to be touching the flute. Ta-da! If you're able to get a hold of stickers that have the felt front, that is going to be your best bet because it's going to have the best traction for your lips. I would not recommend airmail stickers because these are still quite slippery, but for demonstration purposes, these will work just fine. Another important place to put a reminder with a stamp or sticker onto your flute is going to be for your right thumb. As I said in my hand position video, ideally you want your thumb to be more behind the flute than underneath it, but with enough underneath so that you're able to comfortably hold it in one hand. And you also want it to be more underneath this finger than in between those two. So the next place to put a sticker is going to be right there. And there you have it. And with the thumb sticker, it'll be easier if you make it so that it's smaller than the pad of your thumb. Because if you have the sticker a little bit too wide, then you're not going to feel with exactness where your thumb has to be. But if your thumb is able to feel the edges of the stamp, because it's very thin, but it is defined, you're going to be able to learn to remember the position of your thumb based on where it is in relation to your fingers, as opposed to just remembering that one thing feels slippery, the other one feels a little bit more secure. Another good place to put a sticker is going to be where your flute shelf has to be. So for that, we'll want to put a sticker about there. So as you can see, it's almost smack dab in between where you place your finger for B and where the vent is for it. So this is just a little reminder that it's in this area where you're going to have a pretty good angle for your wrist. I do not currently have access to a closed hole flute, but it is important if you're having difficulty remembering how far your fingers need to be, because sometimes there will be people who have their fingers kind of draped over the keys and contacting the bar with the middle of their fingers, or have it too close to the arm of the keys, and so causing their fingers to be very much like claws. So what you people need to do is put yourself little stickers right in the middle. So you see where I have my holes, those are exactly where you're going to have circles in the middle of the keys, and those basically have to be your target points. You're going to be wanting to put the stickers right in the middle on the bullseye of the key. And this will just create enough friction for your fingers to not slide forward, but also a good point of memory for making sure that your fingers aren't too far back. So again, that tip was use stamps or stickers directly on the flute to create better points of friction or physical reminders of your hand position. I hope you find this week's tip helpful. You know you are overactive in your YouTube videos when your watch automatically detects you as doing extreme exercise. Clearly I'm a very, very excited and energetic teacher. I'll see you all next week. Flute happy, craft happy. Today I thought I would show you guys my favorite part of my apartment. Look at all the games! And it's like a whole foot deep in there. And that's not all. Yeah, technology's really